He told her that she would be a good person one day. One day. If somebody said that to me, I would simply cease to exist because that is the drag of a century. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain Love is Blind Season 4 spoilers for the infamous reunion. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want spoilers, watch it and then come back to this video. But before you go, make sure you like this video so I know that you enjoyed it, and leave a comment if you have something to say. I usually try to skip a long intro, but I just need to say this just this one time. It's only gonna take about 20 seconds, I promise. If you're watching this video because you were on my YouTube live when the reunion was supposed to be happening and you subscribed, I just need to say thank you. Oh my God, thank you. You know, I really enjoy making YouTube videos, and I want nothing more than to grow a genuine community of people who want to converse with me and geek out on reality TV drama and natural hair and anime. So just thank you. I hope you stick around and I live up to your expectations of what made you subscribe in the first place. I am so humbled, and yeah, just thank you. Okay, whew, y'all trying to get me. You won't be getting me today. Timestamps are in the description box, so let's get into it. So I don't know if anybody else was thinking this, but I feel like we didn't get the full unedited live. That might sound crazy, but to me, live means live, and if you posted it after, y'all definitely cut some stuff out. And I'm gonna tell you why. During that Zoom call with Josh and Jackie, I almost forgot her name. During that Zoom call with Josh and Jackie, there was a cut. And I know how to hear cuts, and y'all probably do too because you watch YouTube videos. You can hear when a cut is being made. I'm gonna give y'all the timestamp. Right at the 30:26 mark on the reunion, there is a cut made. It's right after Vanessa says, ha ha ha, I like it, I like it. There's a pause, there's a cut, and then she continues talking. I don't know what they cut out, but I know that it was cut out. That's all I'm gonna say. Jackie and Josh not being there, it's a cop-out to me. I don't know. It feels like a cop-out. Now, y'all know I'm coming with the receipts that I find out after I record the video. Jackie posted this to her Instagram, I believe, basically saying that the reason they didn't go is because they were getting unalive threats. Whether that's true or not, we probably won't ever know, but that's what she says, so hey. Also, if this is true, this is not cool, y'all. Y'all can't be threatening to unalive people just because you don't like them. That doesn't really make you a good person either. And like Marshall said at the end of the reunion, this is his second time being slighted. He got slighted and blindsided by her not showing up to the dress fitting, not showing up to the altar. He didn't get that full experience. And now he's being slighted of the experience of talking to her face to face. So yeah, he was slighted and we as an audience were slighted. So first off, now she started off crying. She was like, let me settle into my tears so everybody knows that I feel bad. Girl, BFF off. Yes, we all grow and we should constantly be growing and bettering ourselves. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that a year ago you didn't know that you were giving off mean girl vibes and you were being a terrible person, you knew that. You just thought that it wouldn't be that big a deal. But then you got dragged on social media after everything came out, and now you're apologizing. Now, you know, we have to give grace. That's what Zach taught us. We're going to give her grace. But BFFR, she knew she was being mean when this all was going down. Now, my boy Zach let her ass have it in the classiest, most lawyer type way that he possibly could have. And you actually saw him sit up and kind of shift in his seat a little right before he started talking to her. He was like, I need to lean in for this one. He said, you went on the show to get famous, but I forgive you. Whew, if kill him with kindness was a person. He told her that she would be a good person one day. One day. If somebody said that to me, I would simply cease to exist because that is the drag of a century. I also don't like how Irina said, oh, I still think Zach is the best guy that I met here. Girl, don't. I feel like it wasn't genuine. I don't know, like I said, we don't know these people personally. Maybe she did genuinely mean that, but it seems disingenuous to be like, I think he's one of the best guys I met here. I think he's a great guy. Of course you do, because the whole world thinks he's a great guy. So in order to not look even worse, you have to think he's a great guy. I also don't like how she kept saying, Zach, you knew right away, just like I knew that we weren't right for each other. I don't think that's fair, because unless he told her that he knew right away, she can't say that he knew right away. We could tell that she knew right away. As soon as she saw him, she was like, no. But I don't feel like I got that vibe from him, and I think that's unfair for her to try to say, well, we both knew it wasn't right. Now, she did say that the producers kind of forced her to go to Mexico. I don't know how truthful that is, but we do know in reality TV, the producers are kind of there to drum up the drama. So maybe they did say that, but regardless, it's still going to all come back on her at the end of the day. Now, Zach did post receipts to his Instagram page, and I'm going to link it in the description box. It wasn't necessarily anything regarding Irina. It was a story of his life, how he grew up, his mother, a really heartfelt story. And I get it. I think that story, that vibe that I could get is kind of the reason that I was drawn towards Zach in thinking that he was a good guy, because I also had kind of a rough upbringing. I understand what it looks like to be afraid of stability. I could see that in Zack, and if anyone else kind of grew up with childhood trauma, you probably get that too. A lot of us do tend to be afraid of stability. Stability is crazy when you grew up with so much instability. And I felt like now that he shared that story that he didn't have to share with us, I feel like I get it. I know why I was drawn to him and thinking he was such a good guy, because I can see that trauma in him, because we relate in that trauma. Not necessarily the story, but just the trauma. So I get it. I'm asking y'all to get it too. He's a good guy. He seems really happy with Bliss. Bliss seems super happy with him. I also don't like that Irina was trying to blame it on panic attacks and anxiety. For those who don't know, I have a diagnosed anxiety disorder. My everyday is anxiety. I know very well how it looks. I know what panic attacks look like. I know what anxiety attacks look like, in the sense that how a typical person would react to them. And I feel like she's using it as an excuse. It shouldn't cause you to be vicious towards people unless you have another mental issue on top of that. So yeah, girl, I'm not buying it. That being said, at least she showed up to the reunion, which is more than we can say for Josh and Jackie. So we're going to talk about Josh, Jackie, and Marshall all together, because that's kind of this triangle that we're in right now. She was calling Marshall soft in the pods, which means that she already knew how she felt. So why she said yes, I don't know. Marshall was moving around a lot, and that's how I know that he was kind of bothered. Like, even though he kept his composure, and shout out to Akeem for doing that, you could tell he was bothered because he was shifting in his seat a lot, giving eyebrows, as Vanessa was saying, which I don't like that she was using that term, but he was giving a lot of looks. So Jackie hit us with phrasing that a TikToker uses when they get caught doing something racist. I've grown, and I apologize for my part in it. Like, that was her, it was giving rehearse, girl. So during my YouTube live, a lot of y'all were saying y'all felt like Vanessa, when we finally could watch it, a lot of y'all were saying like, Vanessa wasn't hitting hard with the questions. And after watching the full thing in its entirety, I agree. They weren't hitting the right questions. They weren't coming in with the hard-hitting facts. And particularly with Jackie and Josh, I felt like she was their friend. And somebody else pointed this out in the YouTube live as well. She was kind of like buddy-buddy with them. Like, ha ha ha, you guys are so cute. And the moment that really stood out to me is when she was saying, oh yeah, you and Marshall weren't meant to be, because guess what? You have this guy. And when they were talking about Marshall breaking up with Kacia, she was saying, well, not everybody broke up because you guys are still together. Like, you didn't have to say that. That was not, unless, the only reason you would throw that kind of shade towards Marshall is if you had a connection with Jackie. So I do feel like they're kind of buddy-buddy. I don't know. Like, Vanessa, Miss Ma'am, you did not understand the assignment. Next season, if you want to invite me to do the reunion show, you know, me and YouTube can get together and come up with the questions. We need to get the man from Real Housewives of Atlanta to come do the reunion show, because he know how to get the tea, okay? And then Josh was saying, if I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it to somebody's face. Well, baby boy, you're on a Zoom call, so you didn't come say it to his face. I'm just saying. I respect that Marshall just wants to move on. He said she seems happy, he's moved on. So, y'all, as fans, let's allow them to move on. That's what we got to do. That's what he's asking for. But just know I don't like how it all got wrapped up. Also, just in case anyone is curious about Kacia, the other Love is Blind cast member, this is her. And apparently they dated for, I don't know, a month or two after everything wrapped up. Now, let's briefly talk about that strong jawline comment. Was Marshall right to say that? Absolutely not. Especially because black women, more in particular dark-skinned black women, tend to deal with this, with society wanting to make them more masculine than they are, and they don't allow them to be feminine. So that, I feel like that comment to me would have hit harder if Jackie would have looked like me. If she would have been brown skinned, dark skinned like me, it would have hit harder. Y'all can drag me for that or whatever, but I feel like it would have hit harder. If it had not been said to a light skinned woman, because it would have had some undertones to it. That doesn't make what he said right, but it also doesn't make what Jackie was doing right either. She was calling him sweet and basically dragging him for thinking that he was gay the entire season. That also wasn't right. Two wrongs don't make a right. They were both wrong in that sense. Do I think he called her a derogatory slur? Not from what we saw, not from what he said, not even from what she said. We all know what the derogatory slur is. I'm not going to say it. It doesn't sound like that was his intent. He probably is going to deal with a little heat from that community for that. But to me, I'm ready to push that aside. I don't think he meant it in that way. Now look, I didn't see this bridesmaid butt touch video until that reunion. And you could kind of slice it either way. Because Micha's mom is walking right in front as it happens, it's like we didn't really get to see. You know what we need? We need the elevator footage. And we know that we can get elevator footage because we have seen it before. And there's tea on that. But it kind of looks like both to me. It looks like he accidentally bumped into her and then said, sorry, I bumped into you. But you know what you can't fake is her smile. She was like, like she had a smile like she was like, oh, did you just give me a little rub-a-dub-dub? That smile didn't look innocent, and that's between Micha and her friend. So, I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because at the end of the day, we can't really see what happened because Micha's mom was in the way. But it could look like he touched her butt, and it could look like I'm sorry, I was just trying to get by. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. First things first on Micha, she looked like a sad puppy the entire night. To me, I felt like she was genuinely sad, and y'all was telling me that y'all thought she was fake. And y'all still think she's fake. Maybe I can't read her. I even saw that some people were saying she wanted Paul to answer first at the altar so that, because she really wanted to say no, but she wanted to be the victim, so she wanted him to say no first. I don't know, child. That seems like a lot of work to do, but that's what the streets are saying. So I don't know. Like I said, I can't get a good read on Micha. To me, she seemed genuinely, visibly upset at the reunion. Maybe she's just good at crying. One thing that I don't think she was faking on is when she was talking about having to hear him say that she didn't seem maternal. I felt like she really felt hurt by that. I don't think that she was expecting him to say that. All of that being said, I do feel like she was allowed to talk her way out of a lot of things, and that was the theme of the night because like we all said, Nick and Vanessa were not hitting the points that needed to be hit. So she was allowed to talk her way out of a lot of stuff, including that failed proposal comment. She talked her way out of that too. And Paul was also talking himself out of some things too. When he was asked how long they dated after the altar, he said it wasn't too long. But babe, wasn't too long isn't a time frame. We were asking for weeks, months, like we wanted details. You didn't give that. And Nick nor Vanessa pushed for him to give that, and I feel like they should have. You know what I would have loved to see from this reunion? I want to see this political debate style. I want the audience to be able to come up to the stage and be like, grab the mic and be like, these are my questions. That's what I want. Next season, Love is Blind, if y'all gonna try to pull off this little live thing again, do that instead. Zack and Bliss. So when he was talking about the song and how he ended up choosing Bliss and how everything kind of played out, really, he was saying he did choose the path of less resistance. And like I said, I already talked about his story and all of that. I just get him. I get him and I love them together. I love them together so much. He was afraid he wouldn't work out and I get that. The pics during the apartment tour were so cute. They are so cute together. And I kind of agree with Vanessa on this one thing. I do think they might have the first Love is Blind baby. I don't know. I'm not pushing that on people. I don't push babies on people because we know that there could be a number of issues or why people can't get pregnant. So as a society, we shouldn't do that. But if they are able and blessed and they are trying, I think they just might have the first Love is Blind baby. They seem so genuinely happy together, and I'm excited for them. Bougie, Britt, and Tiff. You know Bougie Britt had to come with his custom suit and his fancy Nike sneakers. They also look really cute together. I don't know if y'all caught this, but when Netflix was running that footage of Tiff sleep, when she fell asleep on him in the pause, she leaned over to him because they had him up on the camera. She leaned over to him and was like, I'm sorry, baby. And I was like, oh, they are that cute ass. I just love them. I love them. Another top two, I guess they're my top two couple, Britt and Tiff, and Zack and Bliss are my top two couple from this season. And y'all know I'm rooting for them, so yay, go them. Now Chelsea and Kwame. So this is the one couple this season that is being very loud about the fact that Netflix be cutting stuff out, and they gonna let y'all know every single statement they make that Netflix cuts a lot of stuff out. They're like, no, that happened off cam, y'all ain't see it. Netflix is pushing a narrative and it's not the narrative that we're pushing. That's what Chelsea said. And we know to a certain extent that they're right. That's how reality TV works. We all know it's not reality. To a certain extent. During their section of the reunion, we found out that it wasn't that Kwame didn't want to move states. It was that he was basically living life as a bachelor nomad. He was in and out of the country. He said he was living out of the country for 6 months of the year. That's a big change, so I get that. I'm happy that off cam, when they weren't mic'd, they were having those discussions. We also found out that his sister is his real sister, so put that rumor to rest. I knew that was a rumor. They look just alike. And if you didn't see that post of the picture that I have up, of Kwame and Chelsea, he posted kind of a receipts thing on his page too. I'll link it in my description box and you can check it out. Final thoughts on the reunion. One, I wonder if there's a salary requirement to be on this show, because when they were doing these apartment tours, not even apartments, these are damn near condos, okay? They are condos. Did you see the views on some of these? In particular, Chelsea and Kwame's view. They living like kings. I don't know. They got money, honey. And no one wanted to see Bartiz. Like, your baby is cute, but why were you here? You didn't need to be here. At the end of the reunion, Netflix did announce that The Ultimatum is coming back. If you don't know what that is, it's a spinoff of Love is Blind, and basically the idea is that one person in a relationship wants to get married, the other person doesn't want to get married, and they're coming together to say, I'm giving you an ultimatum. If you don't marry me in such and such time, probably by the end of this show, we're not going to be together anymore. So that's the ultimatum. This season that they're doing is called the Ultimatum Queer Edition or something like that, something along those lines. And I'm going to watch it. From what I can see, it's WLW, women loving women. So lesbians, there are no gay men. I didn't see any men in the trailer. I don't know if they're going to be there, but I didn't see them in the trailer. I will be watching and I will be doing commentary style videos just like I did for Love is Blind. So stay tuned for that. And stay tuned to my community tab for updates on when all of those are going to be dropping and stuff like that. Just so you all know, I don't want any confusion later. I am all about love is love. So yes, you're going to see me interacting with media that might be gay friendly or whatever. I know some people have problems with that. I don't, and I also won't tolerate homophobia here. We're all about love is love over on this channel. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching Ultimatum and covering that. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe. You feel your energy from